Hi guys, we are going to practice sketching out some sea life. So I would like you just to get a scrap piece of paper and a pencil and just practice making those shapes. So you can get a visual reference if you'd like to, looking at sea life in a book or maybe on a computer. So you can have some ideas, but these don't have to be real. They can also be from your imagination. Don't worry about them being perfect or coloring them in right now. I just want you to practice drawing so that you're ready for the next step. So go ahead and sketch out some ideas: fish, turtles, sea life of any kind. Okay, see you at the next step. Here I'm going to make an octopus. Notice how I'm drawing 8 legs because an octopus has 8 legs. Also, on the texture of the legs, I'm only going to add the little textures, the circles on 2 legs because I'm just practicing a little bit. So like I said, just practice different ideas and you'll be ready for the next step. Here comes my turtle. I love turtles. We talked a little bit about this before I left to go on my trip to Mexico. So while I was there, I got to do some snorkeling and I actually swam with some sea turtles. It was amazing. So I'm going to use a sea turtle for sure in one of my final pieces that I'm going to put on my bubble prints. Hi guys, I'm going to give you a couple of different ideas of how to make some unique sea life to go on top of your bubble prints. The first idea I have is to use aluminum foil. Be sure to ask your parents if you can use their supplies. I am going to first of all use a hairbrush to add texture to this little piece of aluminum foil and also an avocado. You can use whatever you have around the house to add texture to your aluminum foil. Then I'm going to draw on the foil with a pencil first. Remember when we sketched our fish and different sea life, this is where this is going to help you. You draw with your pencil first, and you can't see it very good in my video, but once you do it on your own, you'll be able to see it, and then you'll add marker on top of your pencil lines. Once I add some marker, I'm going to overlap a little bit, but sometimes when you overlap markers, it almost removes the marker that you put there first. So you might try stippling, which is using the tip of your marker to dot if you want to add color. You'll just have to play around and see how it comes out. If you don't have markers, you could also use paint. Now it's time to cut out our aluminum foil creations. You have to be really careful when you're cutting aluminum foil because will tear easily. Also, make sure that you're using your right hand to cut and your left hand to guide the foil. Well, we always do that when we're cutting so that we can only be focused on cutting with our right hand and guiding with our left hand. In the video, it actually reverses, and so it looks like I'm cutting with my left hand and guiding with my right hand, but it's actually in the reverse. Now I'm going to show you another idea for putting something on your bubble prints, where you could make this just anytime you wanted to. If you have an old CD laying around your house, maybe one that used to be used to install software, or one that's just so scratched up that it can't be used anymore, make sure you get your parents' permission to use this. You can trace around it and then make this really fun fish shape around the outside of it. These make really cool fish. Now, as you finish watching this video, you can decide if you want to do this or the foil, or you could do both. You could also come up with any of your other own ideas to put things on top of your bubble prints. Hi guys, I hope that you had fun making your sea life to go with your bubble prints. I am going to show you how I assembled mine. And so we went from originally making our bubble prints, and I did several, so I have several to choose from. Then we made our sketches. Then I created one fish from a CD and some from the foil. Now what I'm going to do is arrange my fish and turtle onto the bubble prints. My CD fish is pretty big for this print, so I'm gonna layer it under a piece of solid construction paper. And then I think I'm gonna add my other smaller fish on here. You could do 2 separate things if you want to. If you don't have a CD, don't worry about that. You can do yours with foil. If you don't have foil, use another piece of paper. It could be construction paper or another one of your bubble prints or anything that you'd like to make your fish out of. Just use what you have at home and be creative. You can use markers, colored pencils, crayons, paint, whatever you have at home. So don't worry if you don't have the same materials that I have here. So I'm going to take, this bubble print had some red and blue in it, and I liked how that looks on the green construction paper background. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue that onto my background first. So remember, just a little bit of glue. It doesn't take very much to glue paper together. With my prints, I actually put them under some books while I was waiting for this next stage to get them really flat. So that's how my bubble prints, they were kind of, from getting the paper wet, they were kind of warped. So I went ahead and did that, and I'm gonna do that with this also after I get it all done. That way it lays nice and flat. Now on the back of my CD fish, I'm gonna put some glue, and I'm gonna make it like go off the edge. Remember we talked about composition and how to make an interesting composition. And so I currently have this bubble print in the middle of my green paper, and I'm gonna put this fish down toward the bottom and off the edge of my bubble print. It could even go off the edge of your construction paper as well if you'd like. Okay, so now I've got this much done. I'm going to take my foil fish, and I think I'm going to play around with it and see where I like it best. And I think down here toward the bottom, I could put it up there too, that looks good, but I think I'm going to put it down here. Also, if you wanted to cut some seaweed out of a different color of paper and put it on behind your fish, you would do that first. You can add coral or any other things that you want to add to it. You're only limited by your imagination. So just add all kinds of things. And then last, I'm going to take my little turtle and make it look like he's swimming toward the top. Remember, I told you guys that I was going to Mexico over spring break, and I did do that, and I was able to go snorkeling, which I love to do, go snorkeling in the ocean, and all the fish were so colorful and beautiful, and I got to swim with some sea turtles and some stingrays. It was really awesome. So, here is what I did with mine. I like it. I think it looks really cool. Now, one more thing that I need to do is sign my name down at the bottom right-hand corner, just like artists do. And so I'm gonna get my, let's see. I'll use a pencil that I have handy. All right. Wrote my name at the bottom right-hand corner, and I think it looks pretty cool. Fun things. I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with. And now, if we would have done this in school, it would have taken us probably 2 or 3 class periods to complete this. So don't rush through it, just take your time and make a really nice, neat composition. Think about all the texture and the balance of how your artwork looks, how the colors pop. One of the reasons I chose green for the background is because it's a complementary color of red, so it really made those colors kind of pop. So think about your color combinations and just have fun with it, and I can't wait to see what you guys do. Have a fun time.